Hail, Internet! It's Paul, it's Matt, the Dork Lords. We are here talking about the brand new series, Nightflyers. It's on Sci-fi. It is inspired by a novella by George R. R. Martin.
Yes.
I believe he is given executive producer credit on this, but he is not allowed to actually. He didn't
Not
write
allowed?
the scripts. Well, I mean, I think HBO is like, hey, you're contractually obligated.
Interesting.
So he doesn't really have a lot of influence on this. Actually,
is that right?
I think they showed him a script, and he's like, cool,
Yeah.
good. But anyway, so
And he can be interviewed.
and I assume get cash. So we're going to talk about the first 2 episodes today. It's a 10-episode series, and they're coming out fast.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already you've seen episode 3.
I have.
I have not.
He hasn't.
So we're only going to talk about the first 2 episodes.
That's right.
At this moment. But 4 comes out today.
Yes.
Then 5 comes out tomorrow. Anyway, so it's like tick, 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 tick. They're really generating. It's a kind of a weird mashup of, the Netflix binging.
Yes.
And traditional once a week.
Yes.
You're like, no, we'll just do once a day. So anyway, if you are up on this series, you can watch it all. In any case, well,
Can you?
well, I mean, very soon.
Yes.
If you happen to be watching this next week, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, but the first 2 episodes, All That We Left Behind, and Torches and Pitchforks.
Yes, Torches and Pitchforks.
Those are our 2 episodes we're going to talk about. Real fast, though, let's chat just about the origin of this thing. So I mentioned it's a novella that George R. R. Martin wrote back in 1981, I believe. It was then turned into, I think there was a movie in 1987.
Oh, yeah, I think there was a movie.
I haven't seen it, but, it was an 1987 kind of low-budget horror movie thing. So this is kind of its... With a cool budget,
Next
they
iteration.
can try to do a thing, and the
Yes.
budget is good on this. They have not. I've seen some
The budget is
sci-fi series where you're like, whew, it's some guy in his basement with like an old video toaster trying to do his best. But this, they put some cash into it. It looks nice. But apparently, if you watch the first episode, at the end of the first episode, they have a little interview with Martin, and he mentions I wrote this novella because some critic had said that sci-fi and horror are incompatible.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, what? I mean, sure, if that's what inspired you, so be it. But that's so obviously wrong on its face that it's not even worth
Writing a book over?
Right. Like, I accept your challenge. I will write a horror in a sci-fi genre and prove you wrong. Like Frankenstein. Like Alien, which had come out in the 70s. I mean, anyway, there's plenty of things you could point to that mix sci-fi and horror. It's not even a question in my mind that there would be...
Are you doubting that this critic even existed?
Well, no, I'm saying maybe the critic existed. I'm doubting it. Maybe it was the ultimate inspiration for Martin writing this book. I mean, if it is, it's like, really? Okay. Like, you didn't think it could be done? That you could put a horror in a futuristic world?
Like you were in... No, he obviously did think it.
Okay. All right. Well,
Right?
Yes. So he took up the challenge.
He took up the challenge. Now, you make it sound like you should have been in the room to be like, or you could write a letter to the editor. That'd take you some less time there.
By the way, this is not Game of Thrones in space, in
Yes.
case you were wondering. It is not it's its own animal.
No dragons.
There's no, as far as we know yet.
Yeah, and we haven't seen any incest.
As far as we know yet.
Right, I'm just saying.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so there's your setup. He described it as a haunted house on a spaceship.
Yeah, see, the way you're talking, it could still be Game of Thrones.
Good
It's
point.
not Game of Thrones yet.
There are a lot of characters, and there is another race of beings. It could be like
Yes.
in the quest for
That's
power.
right, there you go. That's when we get,
Yeah, the Targaryens are
That's
hanging
right.
out on the Vulcan.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so basic premise: it is in the somewhat near future. It's 2093, something like that. It's before the year 2100, so it's not that far away. there's a lot of viruses going on down on Earth. Where the Earth is bad. I don't know. We don't see a lot about what's bad, but we are told, oh yeah, we got to get off of this planet because we're like a virus and we've destroyed our host and we have to go find a new host. We take them at their word for that.
Yeah. Why would they lie?
Right. So, Carl, a scientist.
Yes.
He's got this idea. Hey, you know what? I've discovered there is an alien race. It's our first. We haven't made contact with an alien race yet in this time, but we're about to, or trying to, because the Volcran is what we're calling them. I assume. Since we've never talked to them, we haven't asked them.
Correct.
Hey, what's your name?
Right.
But there's apparently a spaceship, and it is passing somewhat near Earth. And the idea is we're going to go out and meet it and try to talk to them. And so they got this the funding and everything's ready to go, and they're going to take the ship and take it out to talk to the Volcran, and hopefully the Volcran, because they have this advanced tech, they can do interstellar space travel, for instance, they'll have a solution to save Earth. So that Carl gets the funding, and boop, he's on his way. He has this kind of emotional goodbye with his family.
Yes.
And
that he likes to replay over and over again.
Right. Then we see that he's replaying
months later
a virtual version of his daughter while he's reading to his daughter. So that's one of the capabilities of this ship, is that it has a holodeck. So that's something.
More like a hollow orb.
Hollow orb, right?
It's like a very contained area.
It also looks...
And you're sitting down.
It looks threatening.
So you're seeing it. So you're not like standing up and walking around. It's not creating a virtual environment to like sort of like move along with you, or you walk.
Good point. You kind of you sit in and take it in.
Take it in. Yeah.
But yeah, it's got little points. It's
little lasers there that
the lasers shoot into your eyes. Yeah, but it looks dangerous.
Good lasers.
They're good lasers for now.
Yes.
So that's Carl. He's obviously a main character in this, but I'm bearing the lead a little bit, because the very first scene that we see is theoretically a flash forward.
Yes.
Which could be a flash forward to the end of the season.
Could be
at the end of the series. Could even be like they're not even, at the end of this 10-episode arc, we could not be at this point yet. How would you feel if that's the case?
That would be very disappointing.
Okay.
I would be very disappointed.
So what we see in it's like a 5-minute-ish sequence, maybe a little less, is one of the chief scientists, Agatha. She's a psychologist, and we'll talk about why she's brought aboard. But anyway, she's one of the chief scientists on board. She's running from somebody. You can see the ship has been like totaled. They have like a glass dome that keeps like a forest, and the trees are all flying out because the dome's been destroyed. So bad things have happened to the ship. And she's running from another scientist, as we find out.
Yes.
This guy Rowan, who's like a xenobiologist. He's being brought along to talk to the aliens.
Yes.
Specifically.
And Dr. Doolittle.
Dr. Doolittle, and he's nuts, and he's got an axe, and it's kind of very like The Shining, I thought, because he does the little axe through the wall. And he's like, hi, I'm here. I'm here to see you.
Yeah.
And so he tries to kill her. She stabs him. She records a quick little warning to say, this isn't a warning to come get us. This is a warning to stay away warning. Don't come to this ship. Horrible things are happening. Get away.
Yeah, see, and in this future, it's not easy to self-destruct. You can't. It's just too darn
push
hard.
the button.
You can't like.
Yeah, it's like the ship will go on, and I think that's actually a plot point for this. I think it is tough to destroy this ship.
Right.
But in any case, instead of destroying the ship, she destroys herself. She sends this little poop. Little, it's like the air tube. The technology suddenly gets really dumbed down, very analog. But she sends out this little warning, little message in a bottle, basically, and then takes a saw to her, I don't know, some kind of rotary thing, and you see the blood
slices her own throat,
and she dies, and that's it. And that's the end of So who knows where the rest of the crew is at that point?
No,
you
we
get
don't
the idea
know.
that at least there's got to be some dead people in
Yep.
there, and it's bad. So that's where everything is leading to, theoretically, unless there's we can change our fate thing going on.
Oh God, I hope not.
So we meet Rowan pretty early on. He's this xenobiologist guy. We meet Agatha. Agatha is a former love interest of Carl.
Yes.
So there's that little awkward. Carl's leaving his wife. His wife obviously is kind of like not crazy about not him going, but also I think there's a scene where he brings up, oh well, Agatha will take care of stuff when he's talking to her on the VidCom.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I'm sure, and you get the okay, got it. She is specifically being brought on board to handle this telepath.
Yes.
They're bringing on board. They basically pull like an RV on board with him in it, which I get it if he was physically a threat, like if he's Juggernaut or something, but a dude with mental powers.
Yeah.
And as soon as anybody looks at him through the glass, he can like harm them.
Yeah. So don't look through the glass.
Well, my point being, what does this brick even do if it doesn't you would think the whole point of it would be shield his powers, but it doesn't. It's like, oh, we put him in a box so you can't get to him, but he can just attack you at will.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, maybe it's enough window space so that because they're, people who know how to handle him, so those people can look in.
Sure.
But everybody else, it should be a big enough area where you're like, okay, I looked in a little bit, but he's over here, so I didn't see anything.
You'd like to think that there was some kind of technology that would like shield.
Although maybe like little like things you could close it up, and then when the person who's trained, think nothing.
Right. Because so they call him an L1.
That's what they discussed in the next episode.
The
little tricks you can do in your head.
The tricks. Oh, okay, very good. So the L1. Do we know why they call him an L1?
Yes.
Why do they call him an L1?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the next episode will tell you.
I assume L stands for something.
Yeah.
Latency, whatever. Okay. Anyway, they call him an L1 all the time.
Yeah.
His real name is Thale.
Yes.
And he has known Agatha since he was a kid.
Yeah.
He was separated from his parents very early on. I assume because he had telepathic powers. People were like, he's a threat. Let's separate him.
Yep.
And everybody just treats him like he's a bomb, basically. And
a mean bomb.
A bomb that can be pissed off. And we see lots of, and especially in these first two episodes, demonstrations of his power.
Yeah, and apparently there have been other creatures before that everybody's aware of that that have done damage. So they're aware of him, and they're not happy about the fact that he's on the ship.
Yes, the whole crew is very unhappy about him being on the ship, as I think I would too if I was in that situation. If I, knowing what they know, and like, oh, I'm on a spaceship in space. There's a very thin buffer of life. And you've introduced a thing. It's like putting the Hulk, on a.
I hope that I would not judge unfairly maligned species.
Agreed.
So I would try not to be bigoted.
So Agatha has a relationship with him, and he does not attack her.
No. Not in ways that really would hurt her.
True, that's true though. He does. He tries to read her thoughts.
Read her thoughts and put things into her head or whatever.
Like sees her naked in the shower.
Creepy.
Right, yeah. That's creepy as
hell.
It is creepy. But he allows her to sedate him, for instance.
Yes.
Which you wouldn't think he would allow almost anyone else to do, probably. I don't know. I get the sense that he is kind of, I equate him to, say, Riddick from the Chronicles of Riddick, the Vin Diesel character, where everybody thinks, oh, he's the bad guy that's ultra powerful, but he's actually, when push comes to shove, he'll probably do the right thing. I think that's this guy. I think Thale in the end it's kind of a misdirect that like, uh-oh, look out, loose cannon. He's gonna do something horrible. I think it's more loose cannon's gonna help save the day in some way. Although, of course, the day doesn't get saved that well.
No,
when everybody's like,
that's right.
But
save the day and like, oh, I'm dying, but I know now that you're innocent. I feel so much better.
Maybe it's Thale's like, look, I use my telepathic powers to create a ship for everyone except you two. And everyone gets away happily except for those two
That's
people.
pretty bad then. She's like the only one who's sticking up for him. No, you can get killed. You can get killed.
So yes, Thale immediately is being blamed for all kinds of problems on the ship. Anytime the ship has something go wrong, it's like, the telepath! Even if it's, the engines didn't start. Telepath. Like, okay. So there's that. Then there's the elusive captain, Captain Eris, who is never seen in his physical body.
In the first 2 episodes.
Oh! He comes out?
I'm terrible.
Okay.
A spoil episode you haven't even seen.
Haven't even seen. Okay. Because my theory was, and maybe still is, until I see proof, my own eyes, that he doesn't actually exist at this point. That he's maybe long dead or something.
At this point.
Because they're just showing him as a hologram in these first
Isn't that
episodes.
suspicious?
Very
what's going
suspicious.
on there?
So he only shows up as a hologram, and then he'll talk to people and then disappear. And he watches them with his little eye. But then we also see the eye still watches him.
Yes.
And we'll talk in a second about what I think is the ultimate villain of this. I think was revealed in episode 2.
Just a second.
But first, let's cover the other main good guys, or neutrals. So you've got Lami. Lami is a somewhat erratic individual. She seems kind of high-strung, let's put it that way. But she can connect into the ship and take control of it? I don't know. I don't
Perhaps navigate it or whatever.
I don't know if she can, like, say, turn left and the ship goes.
Because remember, we just saw a show where someone needed to interface with a navigation system.
We're going to be watching that again in a month.
Yeah, we will, yeah.
If he ever, of course, he swore off ever using it again. But,
true.
We'll see if
cold turkey.
Yeah.
Yes,
We're talking Star Trek Discovery. So she has some kind of functionality that she can plug in and become one with the ship. Until the ship tells her to get out.
Yes.
And she's like, oh, shit. There's also Mel. I think it's Melantha is her full name, but they call her Mel. She is an enhanced human. And she is flirting with the hologram of the captain and also flirting with Lami.
Lami, yes.
She has there was a scene that I didn't exactly understand where they did a kind of a gotcha moment where we see her training first, kind of an homage to 2001 with the circular.
Yes.
She's running along the circle. But then she has this little thing with she's talking to Eris and she says, "Oh, do you always watch me even when I'm showering?"
Yes.
And she's taking off clothes and I'm thinking, "Oh, she's about to take a shower." But it's not really a shower. Like, she goes into this back-to-tube tank, basically, from Star Wars, puts on a mask, and then, the oxygen gets cut off.
Yeah.
And she's like, and it gets saved at the last second. I don't know what that was.
Me neither.
It wasn't I don't think it's a bathing thing.
Oh, actually, yeah.
So I'm going to guess it's a surviving in space thing, but we don't see anyone else do that. And my point is, if you're going to do that by yourself in your cabin,
yes.
kind of like having a lifeguard at the pool, right?
Sure.
If you don't have, maybe you don't fill the tank all the way to the top, so that if this tube goes wrong, you're screwed. Maybe you leave a little air pocket so you can go, "Oh, wow, the thing isn't working." I don't know. No? Okay. It seemed unreasonably dangerous. I'll just put it that way. There's a lot of unreasonably dangerous things that happen on this show. That's one of my people make really stupid choices. Just the whole notion of this trip. I suppose if maybe we'll assume it's incredibly dire on Earth and there's just no other solution.
And my feeling is from the episode that I've seen.
Oh, whoops. Okay.
is that it's like he's Jor-El, where everybody else is like, this isn't such a great idea.
He being
the guy who's like
Carl.
Carl, yes.
Okay.
Carl's the one who wants this to happen.
Yes.
So he's the one who's like, I got this plan, and everybody else is like, really? That's the plan? Even the crew on the ship thinks it's kind of, especially when he wants to use that thing, but so Other people also didn't have a special. So he's somebody who
you're
has
saying
a vision.
Everybody's not on board, but they're still pushing forward on this plan.
Right. So they, they're being paid.
The plan is, hey, let's go talk to a alien species we've never talked to before.
Yes.
Or met.
Yes.
And let's bring a very dangerous variable on this boat, on this ship, the L1.
But his friend, is there to, help.
Because he might. He has some similar brain waves to what we've detected. So we don't know for a fact that he could help, but he might. So let's bring him as a backup, even though he might blow up the ship and kill everyone on board in the meantime. And then when we get there,
no risk, no reward.
Let's just talk to these things and hope they A, understand us, B, don't just immediately kill us, C, help solve our problems.
C.
Before they leave.
Yeah. There you go.
That's a huge assumption. It's like giant risks being taken.
No reward. No risk, no reward.
Okay. All right. Very good. Anyway, but yes, so that's what they're doing. Not a stupid gamble at all. All right. Especially when, the very beginning, the ship doesn't start and there's problems, and then immediately they're like, oh, and by the way, the alien race, the Volcran, have turned away, and now it's an extra 5 months to get to them.
Yes.
All right. First of all, that's coincidental, but also, I feel like there's a connection there. But also the idea that who's to say they won't keep going farther away? Then we'll just make it another 5 months. Oh yeah, well they kept turning away. Now it's another year. Now it's 5 years, 10. Now okay, we're dead. I don't know. It's not the best plan. Okay. Anyway, all right. So, but there have been plenty misguided plans in history.
That's right.
So there we go. All right, so we've introduced most of the crew. I will make a mention of, even though he's not a major player, Murphy. I feel really sorry for this guy.
Oh.
So Murphy is he's kind of like a red shirt, except he stays alive.
Ah. So
he's like a off red shirt.
Yeah, he's a mauve shirt.
So in the very big first episode, he is the ship won't start and it loses its gravity, and he's the one guy who's like, I can fix it, and he's trying to fix it when the gravity returns, and it smashes him into the control panel, and he's got shards of glass embedded in him, and it looks very painful.
It does.
And he's taken off to sickbay. Then at the end of the first episode, into the second episode, he gets out of sickbay just in time to be told, oh, by the way, the L1 telepath's on the loose. Look out. He runs into the telepath, gets set on fire, becomes a human torch.
Yes.
They put him out. He's not dead.
No, he's not dead.
To his credit, he's still alive. They bring him back to the sickbay. Now he's got skin, no outer layer of skin, so he just got bandages on. And then they wheel him into the memory tank to relive being set on fire so they can figure out who did it. Meanwhile, he is emotionally tortured again.
That's your favorite part of this show. That's why you're watching it. For the comedy.
That guy has just gone through the ringer already. Can't wait to see what happens to Murphy as we go along.
You're like, it's not like Gary or whatever the guy in the Daredevil series where you want him to die. You're Ray. You can live.
No, this guy, because you figure, if we take the ending beat that we've seen at face value, he's probably dead at that point. So it could be this moment of, well, at least the worst is behind me. I won't have any more problems. Okay. Anyway, so go get him, Murphy. So the L1 escapes. Fail. He's never been outside before, so he goes to the forested area. They're trying to use it as a little
carrot and stick there, oh please.
So he goes to the forest. They try to track him down. He easily dispatches them. So there's a standoff, Mexican standoff kind of. And meanwhile, he's hanging out in a greenhouse, and this woman shows up, covered with bees. Her name's Tessia.
Yes.
And she has a conversation with him. You're like, we haven't ever met this woman before, so she doesn't show up until episode 2.
No.
She's not hanging out with the crew ever. And then she kind of talks him down a little bit. And then Eris, meanwhile, elsewhere, decides, I'll just lie about what happened so that the crew accepts Thale because I want this mission to succeed.
Yes.
So I'll just pretend it was a ship malfunction and not Thale tried to kill one of the crew.
You wouldn't want to tell people that.
And so that situation gets resolved. But Tessia is now you let me know that episode 3 spells this out a little differently, but I have my suspicions about Tessia. I'll go ahead and say, okay, so here's what I think is the ultimate villain of this show. I believe was thrown out by Eris in episode 2 when he says, "Oh yeah, I built this ship, or at least this part of it. My mom, she built the domes. Everybody talks about the domes, and they helped the colonists, or whatever. But I built all the really important parts of this ship. But my mom, she got the credit." Anyway, enough about that. So I think the mom is somehow either alive or she put her consciousness into the ship, kind of like Maniac, where they put their consciousness into the computer. Right. I think her consciousness is in the ship, and hence the ship itself has a life and is...
I know the answer to that question.
You know the answer to the question?
I do.
Oh. You want to just go ahead and...
It's up to you.
Sure, why not? We're jumping ahead to episode 3 a little bit here, but... Oh, boom, boom, boom. All right, so episode 3 reveals that.
Yes.
Okay, there you go, everybody. Sorry. Parentheses. Also, episode 3 recaps. All right. Well, see, there you go. See, I know everything. No, okay. Yeah. My consciousness is in this computer. So, see, I thought something else, which is apparently wrong, which was that perhaps Tessia was a projection of the mom. Mainly because of the way she showed up with the bees on her. Yep. And they talked about how her stuff helped the colonists, that maybe colonies, bees, how that she was the one who created the domes. And the first time we see her, she's inside one of the domes. Anyway, but she apparently shows up elsewhere in episode 3, and so that's maybe that's a false lead, perhaps. Okay, so I'm willing to... I'm batting 500 on that one. So, yes, there's that. We also see other kind of interesting tech where, for instance, Carl's wife is having the memories of their dead kid taken out of her mind. Yes. Much like Sunshine, Spotless Mind kind of thing. And so she's forgetting about the daughter. She's forgetting about, I assume, about Carl as well, probably in some way, right?
Yeah, because
to get rid of those memories.
Yeah. I guess it's not in that one, or is it the later one? No, it's in that one, right? Where she says that he's like, wait a minute, that event you're talking about it was before she was even born. Yeah, but we talked about having a kid.
Yeah, right. So it's getting very thorough. So what we know is that at some point their kid died. Yeah. It's a little weird because you're right. It does say 6 months later. So perhaps, because in the very beginning of episode 1, but close to the beginning of episode 1, Carl says, "Hey, I'm going away." Daughter comes downstairs. "Oh, how you doing, honey?" And he has this little moment with her. We then learn that and then 6 months later, they're on the ship. So I guess it makes the most sense that she died in that 6 month period.
Yes.
Although, it also just, I don't know. It seems, I don't know how to, I guess that's the only way to describe it. I was just confused for a while. It's like, well, wait.
Well, because
did she die a long time ago?
I think dramatically you didn't like the idea of him being on a ship, like getting a call from his wife. She's dead, as opposed to he's there and then he decides to go. Which, still could be possible.
Right. Agreed.
We didn't see him, from the minute we had the dream and then, okay, bye, honey, and then get onto the spaceship to head out to space. Yeah.
So he is having little spectral images of his daughter running around the ship in a little red jacket. Again, kind of the Shining-ish kind of
And he suspects the L1 of putting that into his head.
Right. Everyone suspects everything on the L1
Yes.
at this point. The L1 just gets dumped.
Yep.
With what's going on? Oh, my potatoes were undersalted. L1. So
Pitchforks.
Pitchforks. Yes, that's the title. Also, Rowan, the xenobiologist, they have a probe that they're going to try to send out. Carl and Rowan agree they're going to send this probe ahead to the Volcarin to try to make contact because they're worried that the ship will turn around at some point. And so they want to, I guess it's like a first greeting. Hey, everybody, we're coming. So I think they successfully sent the probe out. I can't remember if they've actually sent it at this point or if they've just prepared it for launch. Too. I don't know. I feel like they maybe did send it, but we'll find out.
Oh, yeah, because he was like, hey, you did that without telling me.
Okay.
Era, whatever it is.
Oh, Eris. Yeah. So the question then becomes, there's a lot of questions, but one of them is, if the ship does have the mom's consciousness in it, why is she so opposed to them finding the Volcarin? That seems to be what the problem is. The ship's obviously hasn't malfunctioned this bad for years, or it would not be in service anymore.
Right.
So it's this particular mission that Eris's mom doesn't want him to undergo.
I mean that seems likely. I guess it's possible that it just be individuals. I mean, she's the spaceship. It has desires. Maybe just like I don't like these guys. But who knows?
Could be.
Who knows?
Yeah, it could be. It could come down to something very petty. In other words, all for that because I stole your lunch money when we were kids. So that is a mystery to be revealed.
Yes.
Also, the ultimate fate of all of these folks as they perhaps get, kind of the 10 Little Indians from Agatha Christie style.
Right.
Oh, that's the woman's name.
I mean, it's a peculiar situation. One thing, I mean, I don't know. Unfortunately, since R.R. Martin's not intimately involved in the production, and it seems like the original story is going to be no more than 2 or 3 episodes. Really, they're really padding it out. Apparently, it's not going to get the benefit of Game of Thrones had, in that there was all these books that people could say, okay, wait, maybe we could have events from book 3 get into book 1, and maybe we can, make it so that
I think there were some short
improvement
stories as well,
on the original story, which is, I think, the benefit of having a rich sort of document before you even begin to make a
world that
television.
transcends what you're telling, and as opposed to I've told everything about the story and now we have bloat. I think you're right. Yeah, the idea that there's this huge world and we're just telling this little piece of it, kind of like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, or that you can say like, okay, this was like this description of some orc or some hobbit or whatever, and their great grandfather.
Everything's Lord of the Rings.
This thing is fascinating to the author, but then anybody making it might say, okay, we don't really need that information. We can just take bits of that information.
Yeah.
That's
and someone else later can make a video about it if they want, and then
and bring it all back in. Here you go. Here's that great orc's grandfather's name.
Stay tuned to my Lord of the Rings recall videos. Okay.
And like me, you can just not watch it.
And then, yes.
So he makes them all, and then
Paul
5 or
disappears.
6 people watch it.
Hopefully 6. Okay. All right. So
we'll see.
So we'll see.
I mean, I like how technology is used in this series.
There was a laser spider as well.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that, and I don't care about that. But
yeah.
I like this guy walking around as a virtual person. I like that.
Okay. Captain Eris.
Yeah, and I'm curious about the psychic. Why there are psychics in this universe? I'm curious about that.
Okay.
And just a number of a number of aspects of the world are interesting to me.
It seems like memory in general is something that is like a theme of this show. Carl's memories. Yeah. His wife trying to lose her memories.
Right.
Lami has some kind of dark past that
Oh yeah.
shows her, where
That he
she's like
shows, yeah.
torturing a guy in a chair or
Right,
something,
yeah,
and
yeah.
she's trying to deal with those memories. Anyway, I think memory is a thing. But there we go. Also, the little point, but the fact that it's called Nightflyers, just funny to me that the ship is called the Nightflyer. I guess people on it are called Nightflyers.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, if you're on the Enterprise, you're not. It's not the Enterprises,
Right?
or the
No,
Millennium
it's
Falcons.
not. No.
So it's just interesting that it's called the Nightflyer. So does that mean there are 2 Nightflyer ships in parallel universes, and they get to the other one, and everybody's okay? Never mind. All right. Anyway, Nightflyers. We'll be back talking about the rest of Episode 3 and Episode 4 in due time. So come on back, and we'll be talking Nightflyers and some Lord of the Rings, and very soon we'll be talking Counterpart.
That's right. 4 days. 4 days.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
J.K. Simmons and J.K. Simmons.
Yes.
In the dual role he was born to play. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.